The following program is intended for mature audiences.
A democratic republic of sports. The Sportsocracy with ESPN Asheville hosts Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene.
Welcome into the Wicked Weed Studios, wickedweedbrewing.com. Drink different. I'm Jeremy Greene. This is Brian Haynes, and this is the Chicago Bears 3-round mock draft. Signing Andy Dalton apparently is what Chicago is going to do to make themselves competitive at quarterback. Brian, aside from needing a quarterback, which is obvious anytime you put Andy Dalton's name in it, what would you do if you were the Chicago Bears with the 20th pick in this draft?
Well, they obviously need a wide receiver. They need a cornerback to replace Kyle Fuller that they lost in free agency. I believe this team is defensively great and offensively has been the same thing that we have retried out there year after year after year. I also believe that we will have seen the last of the Matt Nagy, Ryan Pace regime by week 6 of this year.
Damn, you're not even giving you're not even letting them make it to the end of the first month of the season.
Nope, they will be gone.
I can't say as though I disagree with you. I just can't see how Andy Dalton is going to be the solution. But I don't know what other alternatives you had. I will hammer them for not making a run at Sam Darnold because I think he would have been an improvement.
Yep.
But that would have been putting him in the same situation he was in with the Jets.
Yep.
With the 20th pick, the Chicago Bears. Every freaking time I do that.
Play.
That volume thing fucks with me.
Yeah.
I needed to just intuitively know what I want. The Bears take Greg Newsome, the corner out of Northwestern. This is one of my favorite players in this draft. I think he's very scheme versatile. I know he played a very zone-heavy scheme at Northwestern, but I have seen him play man, and he's just a tremendously talented player.
Greg Newsome is actually, I have him rated as my 3rd best cornerback in this draft. I have him over Caleb Farley. I think he fits this scheme perfectly. I think he can be that shutdown corner that I just talked about to replace Kyle Fuller. Only 31% of passes were actually completed in his direction. He's got great feet. His back pedal is A+. The only knock I have on him is he tends to grab when beat and has led to quite a few penalties in his few years at TCU. Northwestern. I always get those two messed up.
Yeah, you did that purple thing that I do all the time.
Yep.
Hey, here's the thing. Newsome, he was asked to do a lot at Northwestern. He's got very disciplined eyes. And I think in this Chicago defense, he would be fantastic. You put him on the other side of Jalen Johnson. You've got Roquan Smith and Khalil Mack and Akeem Hicks and everybody in front of him. I think he would be a great pick. I could see them taking a receiver if one falls. I just didn't have one falling to 20. I don't see them taking Terrace Marshall because I don't think Andy Dalton can utilize him. So I have them waiting to the 51st pick in the 2nd round and taking Rondale Moore. He reminds me so much of Randall Cobb that I can't stop doing it. I've heard some other comparisons to him. I heard Steve Smith is one that I've heard. He's not just a slot guy. This guy plays bigger than he is. He had a very simplistic role at Purdue.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to learn to play wide receiver in the NFL. I think he can do that. You pair him with Darnell Mooney and Allen Robinson with Cole Kmet and David Montgomery that I like.
Right.
I think this gives them weapons that could make this offense good enough to keep Matt Nagy's job.
Yeah, he plays stronger than his size. He's extremely fast, real fast. He's difficult to press coverage on. He gets off the line really, really well. This guy is built for option route passing routes. I see him excelling. And I believe Matt Nagy can get the best out of him. We'll see what happens here. I have a trouble with it being Andy Dalton as their quarterback again, but they need to have a wide receiver. It's not a question. And he is on the top of the list in that early to late 2nd round.
I like this kid a lot. I've had him going to Green Bay multiple times. I don't think Chicago will let him slide by. He's a better route runner than people give him credit for. You just didn't see it a lot. You know, he ran a lot of screens. This is a guy this is a really good version of Cordero Patterson. A guy that a lot of Bears fans have clamored to get the ball in his hands more often. Here's the thing, Cordero Patterson can't run routes.
No.
He's just a dude that you have to run on swing routes. Rondale Moore can get open and he can high point the ball.
Right.
With the 83rd pick in the 3rd round, I have them taking Kellen Mond, the quarterback out of Texas A&M. And a lot of people would say, why would Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace, two guys that don't have necessarily the greatest leash in the world, take Kellen Mond? I'll tell you why. because he played in a pro-style offense in college. He's one of the most ready-to-play quarterbacks in this draft. I think his ceiling is really low. He can move. He's shown some things in his workouts that show he may have a more lively arm than we think he does. He's just really inconsistent, and nothing he ever did wowed me. But Chris Sims did have him as his 4th best quarterback in this draft. It made me go back and watch the tape, and I'm not going to lie. He was fine against Florida, Alabama. When he didn't play teams that outclassed him in talent, basically the two I just said, he beat them senseless. I think it's a boom bust pick, but in the 3rd round, you add somebody that could replace Andy Dalton if he comes in and he's ineffective.
Listen, I have him as the best of the rest quarterbacks after the top 5. I believe he's going to be a starter in this league. He is a 4-year starter at this point right now. He's got dual threat capabilities. He improved his pocket passing. He improved his interception ratio. He improved a lot of things. The problem I have with him a little bit is he checks down more than he should. He has the ability to get the ball down the field. I believe he always takes the safer route than he does maybe sometimes going for the bigger play, when I think that he can actually make the bigger play. So in the Chicago offense that is predicated on defense, you don't want to make mistakes. He might fit perfectly in here.
He had one of the lowest big-time throw rates of all major college quarterbacks last year. He also had one of the best turnover-worthy play rates. What that stat means is how many times the interception is not always caught. Mm-hmm. That percentage tells you how many times he made a throw that could have or should have been intercepted. He didn't do that very often. He's pretty safe with the ball. Mm-hmm. I like this kid, and I think he fits in nicely with the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
This has been the Chicago Bears 3-round mock draft live from the Wicked Weed Studios. He's Brian Haynes. I'm Jeremy Greene. We will see you next time.